Fallon welcomes Jordan Peele. NBC Tonight.
Something's wrong. I can feel it. Lacey's either dead or she will be soon. How could you say that?
You're disappointing me, Gabrielle.
I need to deal with the damage I've done.
You know what I want.
The only way this ends is if I come with you.
Exactly. No one will ever come between us again.
Found. New next Thursday on NBC.
Live from Rhinelander, this is News Watch 12 at 10. The Northwoods' best news with Jessica Jukic, Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller, and Saul Meyer with sports. News from where you live starts now.
Good evening, I'm Jessica Jukic. A teenager entered a plea in court today for his role in a counselor's death at a youth prison. Today, 17-year-old Ryan Nyblom pled not guilty to being a party to felony murder and being a party to battery by prisoner. According to the criminal complaint, Nyblom and Javarius Hurd planned an attack against a youth counselor in June. Nyblom gave Hurd a cup of soap, which he tossed into the counselor's face and hit her, then ran outside. Counselor Corey Pruitt died attempting to restrain Hurd outside the prison. Nyblom will appear in court on December 12th. Chase, it's a cool night, but we might be able to see those northern lights out there.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I saw them on the way back into work, but they're going through a recharge period right now. We're just waiting for that depolarization, so they should be coming out. We'll take a look at the temperatures for your northern lights display. Right now, a little bit warmer than it has been the past few nights, so that's a good thing. 57 degrees here in Rhinelander, a little bit cooler in some spots. Tomahawk right now at 50 degrees, and we can see that in Mosinee as well. Rome is actually a lot cooler down south, around 46 degrees. Those warmer temperatures staying off to the west. Eau Claire still right around 61. All right, so dew points we were seeing the past few days has been very dry there in the 30s. Now we got dew points in the mid 40s. So we are seeing that moisture return, and that's why we're going to have some warmer temperatures for tomorrow and some rain coming into this weekend. But first, we're going to go into tomorrow with a beautiful day. Highs right around 70 degrees with some mostly sunny skies. It's going to be a windy one out there, and we could see some cooler temperatures up north. But if we go down south, that's going to be a lot warmer. Temperatures in the upper 70s by Adams County. As we take a look into tonight, we are going to see a much warmer night with temperatures above average, right around 51 degrees. Jessica?
2 Wisconsin groups have filed federal complaints against 4 school districts alleging hostile environments for transgender and non-binary students. The districts involved are Winneconne, Muskego, Norway, Abbotsford, and Hartford Union High School. The complaints focus on the school board's decision to exclude gender identity from their anti-discrimination policies under Title IX. Some school districts argue that ongoing litigation in other states allows them to avoid compliance. However, the 2 organizations say that the districts still receive federal funds and must follow the regulations. A worker was rescued after getting trapped when suspended scaffolding partially collapsed Thursday in Wisconsin. It happened mid-afternoon at the Milwaukee County Courthouse. Ropes were lowered down to the worker while another worker on a nearby ledge came over to help. Firefighters arrived on scene to assist with the rescue from both the roof and the ground. Another piece of scaffolding with 2 workers on it was then raised from the ground. Those 2 helped to secure the 2 others near the collapsed scaffolding. All 4 made it safely to the roof and no one was injured. U.S. officials are warning the nation about the rise of illegal online pharmacies. The Drug Enforcement Agency issued a public safety report about outlets selling fake or counterfeit medications. Agents say these typically foreign companies usually have generic names like PharmacyStoresOnline.com or OrderPainkillersOnline.com. According to the DEA, the drugs sold are often not from reputable pharmaceutical giants, but rather come from drug traffickers. The CDC says these companies often sell their products at prices that really are too good to be true. Taking these products could be harmful or possibly deadly. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, which is an important time to raise awareness about the serious and often hidden dangers of domestic violence, including the deadliest form, strangulation. Amy Riegert is a registered nurse and sexual assault nurse examiner at Aspirus Health. She says strangulation is not only a violent act, but also a major health emergency with both immediate and long-term risks.
A lot of times we are seeing those high statistics that strangulation comes out of a domestic violence or interpersonal violence incident. And so we want to make that aware to the public that they know that they have an opportunity to come seek services for this type of assault if should it occur to them.
The consequences of strangulation extends far beyond the immediate danger. Victims who survive are 750% more likely to be killed by the same partner in the future, according to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Additionally, many victims don't show external signs of injury, and 50% of strangulation survivors have no visible marks, making it a hidden but severe risk.
Your options are to report to the law enforcement, and then they can seek justice against this individual who has harmed you. You can come to the emergency department to check in as a patient who needs medical attention. You can also contact a local advocate to help you with support and resources to get you through the healing process.
Aspirus Health's SANE program offers comprehensive medical evaluations, forensic evidence collection, and referrals to community resources. New research finds that keeping your brain sharp as you age has a lot to do with your heart. The American Heart Association says that identifying and treating vascular risk factors early may help preserve normal brain function, thus reducing the burden of Alzheimer's disease and other related dementias. The AHA says nearly 130 million adults in the U.S. have some form of the heart disease. According to the World Health Organization, coronary heart disease, which is the buildup of plaque in the body's arteries, is the lead killer in the world. It affects the brain because the arteries narrow, reducing blood flow to the brain and cause damage to small blood vessels. Wisconsin Republicans have put a referendum question on the ballot this November, asking voters to change one word in the state's constitution. The Wisconsin Constitution currently says that every citizen age 18 and older is allowed to vote. If the referendum passes, it would read only a citizen age 18 and older is allowed to vote. No non-citizens can vote in federal elections, but some cities and blue states allow non-citizens to vote in local elections. However, no districts in Wisconsin allow non-citizens to vote. The Nonpartisan League of Women Voters is encouraging Wisconsinites to vote no.
It's asking for two things: for an exchange of one word for another, exchanging the word every for the word only.
The president of the League of Women Voters in Wisconsin. She said elections are safe and secure in Wisconsin, and there is no need to open the door for restrictions on voting.
Once you've made the switch from rights language to restrictive, constrictive, selective language, then that opens the door for requiring people to show proof that they're U.S. citizens.
The League of Women Voters of Wisconsin has the full explanation of the no vote recommendation on their website. Meanwhile, Senator Mary Felskowski is encouraging a yes vote. She wrote to us today saying, quote, "We're giving the people of Wisconsin a voice in whether or not local governments can take future action to allow non-citizens to vote in local elections and referendums. I think most Wisconsinites truly believe that the right to vote should be a right reserved for citizens only. This constitutional amendment will ensure that," end quote. Florida is recovering after Hurricane Milton. Coming up, we'll have a look at the cleanup efforts after Weather with Chase right here on Newswatch 12.
Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
Kamala's plan will raise families' taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared. Now she'd make it worse with even higher taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
President Trump will cut taxes again. No taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message. Get an 11% rebate on your next painting project at Menards. Scotch Boys Forever Interior Paint and Primer offers powerhouse protection with its stain-blocking, odor-reducing technology. A gallon starts at $29.98 after rebate. Give your space the Platinum treatment with Platinum Plus Interior Paint. Its Stain Shield technology protects your spaces with a performance you'd expect from a luxury paint at a price you wouldn't. Get a gallon starting at $37.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Fentanyl is one of the most lethal drugs on the market. This much can kill thousands. These deadly drugs are pouring across our border. But Biden, Harris, and Democrats have done nothing to stop it. Tammy Baldwin claims she's trying, but she's failed. She took credit for an anti-fentanyl bill she didn't write and opposed efforts to secure the border. Senator Baldwin and Democrats have done nothing, and our communities are paying the price.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
You heard him.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
What would Eric Hovde do in the Senate? Mitch McConnell and extremists would gain a majority. The power to ban abortion nationwide. No exceptions for rape or incest. Criminal penalties for doctors. More extreme anti-abortion judges on the courts.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
Eric Hovde, what's wrong with this guy?
We need real working people in Washington.
What a phony. Cook spent the last decade working as a political operative. Earned her money helping defund the police radicals like Mandela Barnes, the most anti-police candidate in Wisconsin history. Now, Cook won't let you protect your family. She wants to ban the most popular rifle in the country, earning an F from the NRA. Rebecca Cook, phony insider, dangerously liberal.
I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
Welcome back, everybody. It's a beautiful night tonight, especially for a Northern Lights display. We're going to get to that in a little bit, but first we're going to talk about the temperatures here. We got 57 degrees, so above average temperatures for right now. Southwest wind right around 9 miles per hour. Clear skies. We do have that haze out there as well, though. Dew points in the mid-40s, so moisture is returning. We do have that high pressure above the 30-inch mark. For highs today, definitely a little bit warmer than we've seen the past few days. 68 degrees here. We saw some areas get into the 70s, especially on the western side of the state. Ladysmith, Phillips, Eau Claire at 73 degrees. Lots of areas in those low to mid 70s. Ashland up there as well, 75 degrees. And we saw lots of upper 60s, even some mid 60s in there. Antigo right around 66, and those low 70s and down in our southern viewing area. For tonight, we got temperatures right around the low to mid 50s, showing 54 near Rhinelander. Could be right around those low 50s, 51, 52 degrees for tonight. Cool spot, though, is going to be near Merrill and Tomahawk. They will be in those mid to upper 40s for tonight. And we'll see that stretching all the way down into Rome as well, showing them for 50 degrees for tonight. Could be definitely in those upper 40s as well. But for tomorrow, looks like we are all going to warm up, especially throughout much of our viewing area. We could see some 60s up here, way up north and the top of the state. But for Rhinelander and down south, looks like low to mid 70s for everybody. Going to be a nice, beautiful day with some warm temperatures for tomorrow. But we do have a cool down coming. We do have some rain coming by this weekend. Starting Saturday, shouldn't be that much rain. Sunday is going to be the main rain event, and that's when we're really going to cool down with highs on Sunday and Monday in those mid-40s. We will rebound nicely, getting back into those upper 50s by the end of the week, Wednesday into Thursday. All right, so as we know, tonight is a great night to go out there and look at those Northern Lights displays. I took this a few nights ago when we had a KP of 6, and here's what we got for tonight. We have a KP of 8 out of 9, and it is a G4 storm, and that goes out of 5 as well. So this is very good stuff for Northern Lights displays. We do have some stuff that might hinder that as well. We got some cloud cover starting to make its way in. These clouds are high in the sky, though, so it shouldn't bother us too much. But as we go throughout the rest of the night, definitely lots of more cloud cover. They will decrease going into tomorrow, though, so a nice sunny day for tomorrow. But once we get into Saturday, mostly cloudy skies and a few showers, especially in the afternoon, where we can see going into the Wausau area into central Wisconsin. So that's where we can expect showers for Saturday. Another thing that's kind of bothering those Northern Lights for tonight is the wildfire smoke out there, making it very hazy. And we can see as we go throughout the rest of tonight into tomorrow, Tomorrow evening is when we'll get a break. We can definitely see that and we'll think, are we done? Doesn't really look like it. A few more hours of wildfire smoke going into Saturday. We can see definitely for our southern viewing area in between Wausau and Madison. So for tonight, we got those increasing clouds, hazy out there. But before that, you should be able to see the northern lights with a low right around 51 degrees. And for tomorrow, beautiful day, highs right around 70, decreasing clouds, still hazy though, northwest wind around 10 to 20 miles per hour. And our 7-day forecast brought to you by Northwood and Furniture and Mattress shows rain this weekend, cooling off Sunday and the Monday, highs in the mid-40s, rebounding nicely by next week though in the upper 50s. Jessica?
Milton made a deadly impact slamming into Florida's west coast as a Category 3 hurricane on Wednesday. At least 14 deaths have been reported due to the storm, and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis warns that the number of casualties is likely to rise. Lee Waldman is in Sarasota, Florida, where recovery is just beginning.
Oh my God! There's water in our car! Sheer terror can be heard in the voice of Angie Dooley while fleeing her home as water levels rose to dangerous levels by 4 a.m. Thursday in Daytona Beach.
I can tell you, we are in for a long recovery.
Hurricane Milton cut a path of destruction through Florida, carrying boats ashore, toppling 18-wheelers, and destroying homes. But the greatest tragedy seems to have taken place in St. Lucie County, about 150 miles from landfall, where multiple tornadoes ravaged the area.
Tornadoes on the ground ripping through our county in a northern direction, leaving hundreds of homes devastated, completely totaled. And it unfortunately struck a retirement community that was mainly modular homes where we did have loss of life.
Volusia County extending a curfew overnight Thursday.
Please, this is not the time for our citizens and our visitors here to Volusia County to be out on the roads.
While many residents are eager to get back home, gas shortages are still an issue, with nearly 1 in 5 stations running dry during evacuations. Ships and tankers are working to refill those stations in the next 48 hours. Relief much needed, as Milton is the third hurricane to hit Florida this year.
The fact that these two storms have impacted the same area, our hearts go out to those people that are impacted. It's very difficult to go through something like this.
In Sarasota, Florida, I'm Lee Waldman.
One person has died in a Colorado gold mine malfunction 500 feet below ground, and 12 others were stranded underground. It happened at the Molly Kathleen Gold Mine, a tourist attraction that takes visitors 100 stories below the ground. Rescue crews were able to raise up a trolley at the 500-foot level that became stuck and to bring 11 people to safety. 4 of them went to the hospital with what was described as minor injuries. 12 more people were stuck at the bottom of the elevator shaft 1,000 feet down for another 2 hours before being rescued. Medford High School's football team had a shot to clinch a share of the conference title tonight. Coming up, Drew Chelley will tell us if they were able to win or not.
Manufacturing is the backbone of the Wisconsin economy. Corporations try to outsource our jobs, and Pat Schneider is doing nothing to stop them. Schneider voted to kill a Buy American bill that would have protected Wisconsin jobs. And that's not all. Schneider voted to cut $1.4 billion from public schools and against a tax cut for working families. He gets it. He's one of us.
Growing up around Wausau, my family worked hard to make ends meet. Today, it's even harder for the middle class. That's why I'll fight to create more jobs and lower costs.
I'm sick and tired of getting ripped off by career politicians. And Tammy Baldwin, she's one of the worst. Baldwin's in bed with Wall Street. While she sleeps in her girlfriend's $1 million condo in New York City, Wisconsin families are getting hammered by high inflation and handouts for illegal immigrants. Tammy and her girlfriend are living large while Wisconsin families foot the bill. Frankly, it's time for Tammy Baldwin to go.
I'm Eric Huffey, and I approve this message. Join my team and give today.
Are you ready to make your retirement planning more stress-free? I'm Cole Bruner from Bushka Retirement Solutions, Bushka Wealth Management, and Legacy Tax Solutions. Between our 3 companies, there's a lot we can do to make securing your future easier. By creating a comprehensive retirement plan that incorporates retirement income solutions, investment management, estate planning, tax strategies, as well as health insurance and Medicare planning, you can retire with more confidence and peace of mind. Call us today or go online to schedule your complimentary review.
I'm
I'm a nurse in Wisconsin, and my patients don't want politicians like Eric Hovde making their healthcare decisions.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
Hovde means what he says about opposing reproductive rights.
Eric Hovde supported overturning Roe v. Wade, which led to an abortion ban in Wisconsin.
And that's a ban with no exceptions for rape or incest.
What Hovde supports criminalizes abortion and doctors like me.
We need to vote against Eric Hovde.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
This Friday through Monday only, everyone gets up to 50% off list, plus an extra 15% off already reduced prices. It's Slumberland's Customer Appreciation Sale. Get our best discounts of the whole year. October 11th through 14th, shop our wide range of furniture and mattresses, plus half off full service delivery and up to 50% off, plus an extra 15%. Friday through Monday, the Customer Appreciation Sale. Only at Slumberland Furniture. Our best discounts of the whole year.
Coming up on News Watch 12 today, we'll have another edition of Homeward Bound with Lincoln County Humane Society for you.
Always sounds like fun. A few more dry days, but rain and a cool down on the way. Morning tune in on your Friday from 5 to 7 a.m.
High school football, usually a Friday night tradition, but Medford and Rhinelander decided to go head-to-head on a Thursday night with major conference implications on the line. With a win at Raider Stadium, Medford would clinch at least a share of the Great Northern Conference title. So let's see if they could do it or if Rhinelander would come in and play spoiler and take down the Raiders on the road. First quarter, 2 QB set for Medford. Who gets the snap? Paxton Rothmeyer. He's going to take this one in for the score. He does that more often than not. Touchdown, Medford. It's 8-0. Later that quarter, Medford going to run a jet sweep. One man to miss, but that man is Dolan O'Malley. He makes the stop to fire up the Hodag defense. In the second quarter, back to that 2 QB set of Medford. Rothmeyer going to take the snap in the backfield. He's going to take this one from 26 yards out. His second touchdown of the day. He finished with 4 scores and 311 rushing yards. Medford clinches at least a share of the GNC title. They take down the Hodags 43-14. So now that Medford has clinched at least a share of the GNC title, here's a look at the standings for the conference. Medford can clinch the title outright with a Mosinee loss against Anago on Friday or a win next week at Mosinee. If Mosinee beats Anago and then beats Medford next week, we will have co-conference champions, with Mosinee winning their 4th straight conference title. Everyone else is now out of contention to win the conference. There was also some 8-man football going on, so we head to Rib Lake for that. The Redmen have been one of the surprise teams in 8-man football this year as they've raced out to a 4-2 start to the season. Tonight, they host Athens looking for win number 5. It took Rib Lake 2 plays to strike first as Tucker Phillips finds a hole. He is gone. He goes 50 yards for the score, and Rib Lake, they strike first. Back come the Blue Jays. Camden Zarnke going to fake the handoff. He finds Daxton Diadem, who makes the sliding TD grab to get Athens on the board. Next Athens possession, it's Zarnke again. He's going to buy himself a lot of time before finding a wide open Kyle Schreiner for the score. Second quarter, Rib Lake, they would respond. Slade Scheithauer going to punch it in on the QB sneak. This one was a shootout. Rib Lake, they would win it 38-36. While the football game was going on outside at Rib Lake, there was a volleyball game happening inside in the gymnasium. It was a non-conference battle as Lakeland Union made the trip from Minocqua out to Rib Lake to take on the Redmen in a match that went down to the wire. Rib Lake would come out swinging in this one. They would set the outside here, and Addison Gomes is going to put away the kill after a great Lakeland effort. Rib Lake, they would win the first set. Back come the Birds as a nice bump set to the outside sets up Kale Quaid, and she is going to put away the T-Bird kill. Couple of points later, Lakeland going to the outside. Sloan Timmerman going to hit through the block straight down for the kill. And now on set points for the Birds, Stina Peterson going to push this one down for the point. Lakeland, they would win the set, and Lakeland would win the match 3-2. Now, that was not the only 5-set match in the area. There were 5 setters all across the map. Newman Catholic was at DC Everest. That game would go the distance. The Fighting Cardinals would take the 5th set. They won it 15-13 to win 3-2. Few miles away in Marathon, there was another 5-set match, this one between Pacelli and Marathon. The home team took this one. Marathon would win it in 5. And some boys soccer scores from around the area. First, Pacelli took down Northland Lutheran 2-0 on the road. Rhinelander got a GNC win over Mosinee. They won that one 2-1. Finally, Lakeland Union continued to showcase their GNC dominance. They took down Medford at home 5-0. We'll be right back after the break.
Why take the hit on this 2024 Duramax diesel when you can save $15,000 on this used 2024? If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Go now to lenstruck.com. That's lenstruck.com.
I thought these were $6.
In 2019, but not since Biden and Kamala.
That's a little jarring.
Just like housing, fuel, even beer.
Tom.
Sorry, Mom. But that's why I voted against the wasteful Washington spending, and I'm working to preserve more of your paycheck and put the good stuff back on your table.
Keep the change.
And no tax on tips.
Finally, a good deal.
Just wait till November. I'm Tom Tiffany, and I approve this message.
Today, it's even harder for the middle class.
And Yiling Zhang will only make things worse. A government takeover of healthcare, eliminating private health insurance, defunding police. And career politician Zhang loves increasing your taxes. As supervisor and school board member, Zhang increased your property tax bill, all while increasing his own pay on your dime, too. Yiling Zhang's destructive policies are making things
even harder for the middle class.
Come on, Zhang is just wrong for Wausau.
What would you do? How far would you go? To get to Schindelholtz Dental.
This is Bidenomics. Bidenomics.
2/3 of registered voters believe the economy is getting worse.
And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
The rising gas prices, food prices really wallop the black community.
Imagine a mother who's making minimum wage trying to feed children. They're killing us without killing us.
That is called Bidenomics.
Restoration PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Why take the hit on this 2024 Duramax diesel when you can save $15,000 on this used 2024? If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Go now to lenstruck.com. That's lenstruck.com.
The Mercer Public Library has been around since 1938, and thanks to a new grant, it will be receiving some much-needed upgrades. On Monday, October 7th, Governor Tony Evers awarded a grant to the Mercer Public Library. The grant funding totaled just over $100,000 through the Department of Administration's Flexible Facilities Program,
which will give us some access for remote work, remote telehealth, and remote schooling for anybody who's visiting. We're also going to do some renovations in our memory lab to make that a multi-purpose space, as well as what we have right now for digitizing local history. We'll be able to offer a private meeting space there, and we'll be doing some conference renovation in our Friends of the Library room.
The grant was competitive with more than 97 libraries and community centers applying for the funding. 35 libraries received the $300 million in funding. The project's expected to start July 2025 and needs to be completed by September 2026. The peak of fall is here, and that means many trees are changing colors. Every year, Travel Wisconsin records fall colors and recently released its fall color report. For the last decade, they've been tracking vibrant fall colors to attract more visitors to Wisconsin.
Is the go-to resource to make the most of this beautiful but brief season. It's an interactive map-based report that you can track the changing status of fall leaves across the state.
The report is powered by volunteer reporters from chambers, tourist centers, and more all across Wisconsin.
And they're providing regular updates to us throughout the end of October and even into November as those leaves turn from green to those peak orange, reds, and yellows.
The Fall Colors report can be found on Travel Wisconsin's website. We'll be right back with the final check of the forecast.
In 2016, Donald Trump said he would choose only the best people to work in his White House. Now those people have a warning for America. Trump is not fit to be president again. Here's his vice president.
Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president of the United States. I cannot in good conscience endorse Donald Trump this year.
His defense secretary.
Do you think Trump can be trusted with the nation's secrets ever again?
No. I mean, it's just irresponsible action that places our service members at risk, places our nation's security at risk.
His national security advisor.
Donald Trump will cause a lot of damage. The only thing he cares about is Donald Trump.
And the nation's former highest-ranking military officer.
We don't take an oath to a king or a queen or to a tyrant or a dictator. And we don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator.
Take it from the people who knew him best. Donald Trump is too big a risk for America.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Billionaire banker Eric Hovde has a plan for Social Security.
Do you favor either raising the retirement age or cutting benefits?
I favor both.
Raising the retirement age?
You have to start changing the retirement age.
Hovde wants to raise the retirement age as high as 72. And Hovde just proposed cutting Social Security by 28%, costing the average beneficiary more than $6,000 a year. Eric Hovde, what's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
Kamala's plan will raise families' taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared. Now she'd make it worse with even higher taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
President Trump will cut taxes again. No taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
I'm a nurse in Wisconsin, and my patients don't want politicians like Eric Hovde making their healthcare decisions.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
Hovde means what he says about opposing reproductive rights.
Eric Hovde supported overturning Roe v. Wade, which led to an abortion ban in Wisconsin.
And that's a ban with no exceptions for rape or incest.
What Hovde supports criminalizes abortion and doctors like me.
We need to vote against Eric Hovde.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
Tune in to Newswatch 12 evenings on October 11th for Your Voice, Your Vote with Jim Holprin and Joe Handrick.
All right, guys, we were just able to see the Northern Lights not too long ago, but you may be wondering, where did they go? Well, they're going through a recharge period, and they just need some depolarization to occur, and it may take a few hours. So if you want to stay up and see those Northern Lights, you might as well. But for this weekend, we got some rain coming in, and Sunday and the Monday, highs only in the mid-40s, but we will warm back up by the end of this week with some mostly sunny skies, highs in the upper 50s by then.
So if you're a night owl, just stay up really late, see the Northern Lights, and then take some pictures.
Send us those pics. Send us those pictures. We love seeing them.
Yep. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Get an 11% rebate on everything now at Menards. Get free estimates fast on new energy-efficient windows from Jeld-Wen. Choose from vinyl or wood windows and customize the perfect size for your home. Get an 11% rebate on all Jeld-Wen windows. Shop our huge selection of window images, blinds, and shades. Room darkening vinyl blinds starting at $11.99 each after rebate. Plus, you can get them cut to width for free in store.
Save big money at Menards.
Let's talk about Rebecca Cook. She's a political operative. She's worked for defund the police radicals across this country.
Cook spent millions getting Mandela Barnes elected, the most anti-law enforcement candidate in Wisconsin's history.
You remember Barnes, the guy who said reducing prison populations was sexy?
Defund the police radicals make it harder for us to keep you safe.
That's why we can't support Rebecca Cook, because she'll never support us.
Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
You don't need to battle addiction alone. Contact the great people at Wood Violet Recovery today. You could be on your way to recovery the same day. Wood Violet Recovery works with a wide range of insurance networks, so a large portion of your treatment may be covered. Wood Violet Recovery will create the treatment plan that best suits your needs. Unlike other rehab facilities, phones and laptops are welcome. Today may feel dark, but there's a brighter tomorrow. Contact Wood Violet Recovery now.
You've got this. Whatever it is, you're ready for it. Your newly purchased defenses, top of the line. Your backup, backing up. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you, with maintenance-free checking with no minimum balances. So if your new house still has some old tenants, we'll make sure your checking account won't be giving you any surprises. You've got this with Associated Bank.
I'm sick and tired of getting ripped off by career politicians. And Tammy Baldwin, she's one of the worst. Baldwin's in bed with Wall Street. While she sleeps in her girlfriend's $1 million condo in New York City, Wisconsin families are getting hammered by high inflation and handouts for illegal immigrants. Tammy and her girlfriend are living large while Wisconsin families foot the bill. Frankly, it's time for Tammy Baldwin to go.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I proved